What is the Bitcoin Lightning Network? The Layer 2 solution on the Bitcoin blockchain is called Lightning Network. Blockchain scalability is mostly dependent on Layer 2 solutions due to its connection to Bitcoin BTC and its capacity to help the chain add utility value. Lightning Network is a key Layer 2 solution. The peer-to-peer electronic cash system was how Bitcoin was envisioned and developed. Users may now transfer value without a middleman, so to speak. When Bitcoin was first developed, its creators primarily focused on these two features, ignoring scalability and transaction throughputs. This wasn't too much of a hassle at first, but as the years passed, it became problematic. The blockchain trilemma, as it was generally known, required blockchain architects to strike the correct balance between decentralization, scalability, and security. Bitcoin is regarded as being quite safe and has developed into the most decentralized blockchain. Scalability has, however, proven an issue for Bitcoin-based transactions. On the Bitcoin network, transactions can be completed in 2 minutes or over several hours. This problem has become more serious as new blockchains with higher transaction throughput, like Ethereum and Solana, have arisen. The 30 transactions per second TPS of Ethereum exceeds the 5 TPS of Bitcoin. With up to 65,000 TPS, Solana elevates the comparison to new heights. Blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum have no choice but to rely on Layer 2 solutions as a result of the emergence of scalable blockchains. Additionally, essential for chains that won't have a strong application ecosystem are higher transaction throughputs. Frictions like slow transactions and excessive transaction costs can quickly ruin the user experience on decentralized financial DeFi applications. The Lightning Network, which offers 4 crucial features and is the most significant Layer 2 network in terms of Bitcoin, will be discussed in this article. What is the background to the Lightning Network's development? Understanding the Lightning Network's beginnings and development into what it is now is crucial. Joseph Poon and Tadge Dryja teamed up in February 2015 to address one of the most serious problems and frequently raised concerns within the Bitcoin ecosystem: the rise in transaction fees. An unconventional team set out to reduce transaction fees after taking inspiration from Satoshi Nakamoto's writings on payment methods. A thorough white paper was released in January 2016, and more developers began working with the duo as the Lightning Network project gained momentum. The business that manages the Lightning Network, Lightning Labs, published a beta version for developers to test a few years after the white paper and developer collaboration. Heavy hitters in the tech sector began to take note of Lightning Labs' objectives and the benefits the Layer 2 solution can provide the larger ecosystem as a result. With ambitions to combine the Lightning Network with Twitter, Jack Dorsey, then CEO of Twitter, was one of the well-known figures that endorsed Lightning Labs. The COVID-19 epidemic year of 2020 marked a turning point for the Lightning Labs team, which witnessed the release of notable features including Keysend and Wonbo channel. An important release known as Wonbo raised the maximum transaction size supported by the Lightning Network. The Lightning ecosystem now offers a wide range of goods, initiatives, programs, and experiments that span industries and functionalities such as games, wallets and payments, node management, infrastructure, and rewards. Here are a few notable Lightning Network-based features and products. Loop. Loop enables users to send on-chain Bitcoin directly into a Lightning channel or perform a Lightning transaction to an on-chain Bitcoin address. Pool. Pool supports managing the user's liquidity requirements on the Lightning Network. Taro. Taro supports the Lightning Network's ability to mint or issue assets. Faraday is a data analytics tool that aids node operators in streamlining channels and money movement. This ecosystem is becoming one of the most robust ones in the cryptocurrency world as new projects are being established and several well-known figures support Bitcoin and Lightning Network. What's the process of the Lightning Network? As briefly mentioned above, the Lightning Network makes use of the venerable Satoshi Nakamoto's concept of payment channels. The protocol makes it possible for two parties to establish a peer-to-peer payment channel. Once formed, the channel enables the participants to a transaction to send a limitless number of cheap, quick transactions. Users can use it as their private ledger to pay for even minor goods and services like coffee without having their transactions have an impact on the Bitcoin network. The payer must lock a particular quantity of Bitcoin onto the network to establish a payment channel. The recipient can invoice any amount of Bitcoin after it has been locked in. The customer has the option to continually add Bitcoin if they wish to keep the channel active. Both parties can conduct transactions with one another using a Lightning Network channel. Some transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain are handled differently than regular transactions. For instance, only the main blockchain is updated when two people open and close a channel. Without telling the primary blockchain, the two parties can transfer money to one another forever. The Layer 2 protocol significantly speeds up transactions because nodes are not required to authorize every transaction. By connecting separate payment channels between the parties, Lightning Network nodes that may route transactions are created. The Lightning Network is the result of connecting a variety of payment systems. The channel can be closed once the two parties have decided to complete their transaction. The transactions on the channel are then combined into a single transaction and submitted to the Bitcoin mainnet for recording. Consolidation makes a guarantee that a large number of minor transactions do not simultaneously jam the network. It takes less time and effort for nodes to validate them when they are combined into a single transaction. Without payment channels, minor transactions impede larger ones, clogging the network and adding to nodes' workloads associated with validation. For instance, if Mike frequently visits a nearby coffee shop and wants to pay with Bitcoin, he may decide to perform a tiny transaction for each cup of coffee, but owing to scalability problems with Bitcoin, the transaction may take more than an hour to validate. Even if Mike is only conducting a little transaction, the exorbitant fees associated with the Bitcoin network must also be paid. Traditional payment methods such as cards are effective for small transactions because they have the infrastructure to handle more than 24,000 TPS, thanks to businesses like Visa. In contrast, Bitcoin can validate 7 transactions per second on an average day. Mike can establish a payment channel with a coffee business via the Lightning Network. Each purchase of coffee is tracked through that channel, and the establishment is still compensated. The transaction is immediate, inexpensive, and may even be free. Mike has the option to either stop the channel or replenish it when his Bitcoin deposit in it runs out. All of a channel's transactions are then added to the main Bitcoin blockchain after it is closed. Between the two parties, the Lightning Network establishes a smart contract. The terms of the agreement are written into the contract at creation and cannot be changed. As contracts are initially made with predetermined requirements that all involved parties agree with, the smart contracts code also makes sure that contract fulfillment is automatic. When such conditions are satisfied and a consumer correctly pays for a coffee, the contract is instantly and independently performed. Once a transaction has been validated in a payment channel, the Lightning Network anonymizes it. Nobody can see the specific transactions that made up the value transfer. They are all visible together. Outside of the blockchain, transactions can be carried out without any constraints. Given that off-chain transactions eventually end up in the manner after payment channels are closed, they can be trusted to enforce the blockchain. All transactions are arbitrated by the mainnet. Off-chain protocols have their ledgers, but the essential feature of the Lightning Network's design is that each ledger always integrates back into the main chain. Here are benefits of the Lightning Network over the original Bitcoin blockchain are available. Scalability, speed. Micropayment assistance, minimal energy needs. One of the most discussed characteristics of the Bitcoin blockchain has been its inability to scale. The network's ability to scale was severely constrained by the insertion of each block for each transaction. With security and anonymity in mind, the Lightning Network resolves this by moving the transactions of the blockchain. Furthermore, transactions are much faster and more effective because they are moved away from the main blockchain and continued in Layer 2 blocks. A payment channel, a two-party consensus method, is used to carry out transactions. As a result, one of the most important elements of the Bitcoin ecosystem is the Lightning Network. This has important environmental consequences because it uses less energy to support those transactions than it would have if they were done on the Bitcoin network. If you like this video, follow us and you will find many videos that will help you to transform your life. Thanks for watching all the video. Please subscribe and hit the bell. See you soon.